This is Andy Pearl for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. For the first time in a while, I'm delighted to be joined by Dave Coldwell in and amongst the melee and the chaos. Yeah, we're in a hub. But Dave, how you doing?
I'm alright, it's been a while, hasn't it? How have you been?
I've been good, mate. I've been good, ticking over. How about yourself? How's everything going?
Yeah, good. Exciting times at the moment. It's all going well. Yeah.
It's good to hear. Obviously, you have got a stacked gym, but we'll start off with the reason you're here. You say that.
A little bit quiet now, but it's good. Yeah, I'm enjoying things at the moment.
We'll obviously come on to the gym in the coming questions, but we'll start off with the reason you're here now. Hopey Price, he's this amateur star making his debut with Matchroom. Talk to him about what everybody should expect from Hopey and what you've seen of him in the gym.
Do you know what? You talk about a supremely talented fighter. Junior Olympic champion, 2 times European golds, World Championship silver. He's a good quality fighter. Spent a lot of time trying to get him some seasoning. I want him to be seasoned. I want him to be experienced in the pro sparring, grown men, sparring physical, strong men that are going to try and bully him. Been over to LA with us, with me and Jordan Gill. Sparred with Tucker Khan, sparred with Brandon Valdez. A couple of lightweights out there. He had some good sparring. Back over, sparring with Jordan Gill, sparring with Lee Wood, sparring with some good fighters, some very strong fighters, clever fighters, and just picking up that experience. And that's what I want to do, especially this first year. On Saturday night, it's a 4-round. I'm trying to get him to be a longer distance sort of fighter, learning about controlling the pace of the fights and understanding 6, 8, 10, 12 round fighting. But it's a 4-rounder. He's going to have 2 4-rounders, then go straight to 6s. So yeah, Saturday's about pushing off a bit of cobwebs because he's not fought for about a year, and having a pro debut, going out there and enjoying himself and expressing himself. I want him to express himself, relax, not try too hard, but express himself. He's a talented kid.
What's his style? What should everybody expect from Hopey when he steps into that ring?
He can box in a couple of different styles, and that's what we're working at. He's trying to be unpredictable, not just if one set pattern doesn't work, then you kind of stuff. Trying to implement different things with him, and he's picking it up really well. But obviously, he's 6 foot, and it's a super bantamweight, so he's very long, very rangy. He's going to look to hypnotise him, to bamboozle with his skills and with his range. But on the inside, what we're developing and what we're working on is the whole point of going over to America. The whole point with sparring with guys that are bigger and stronger than him is when they get on top of him, get on the inside, knowing what to do on the inside. First of all, just being safe on the inside, knowing how to nullify, and then being able to start fighting on the inside. And that's all a process, and he's getting it. Yeah, he's getting it. So he's improving.
We'll come on to the rest of the gym very shortly. We'll keep into this card. Taylor Leonardo too. Obviously, Katie Taylor stepping up now, looking to become a 2-weight world champion.
Yeah, it's exciting times, isn't it? She's I can feel you breathing on my back.
Fans everywhere these days, Dave.
It's not my fault. I'm not his fault.
Just likes being close to me. That's all. Yeah, Katie Taylor. What can you say about the career that she's had? She's had a fantastic career.
He's walked off now. It's fine.
She's had a fantastic career, and stepping up, it just adds to a legacy. She's now chasing the legacy and all great fighters go through the weights, don't they? Once they're winning multiple belts at one division, unifying it at one division, the next logical step is to step up and see if you can do that the same, at the next division up. And that's what she's doing. She's got to get used to 140-pound fighters. Obviously, the bigger, stronger, but she's got quality, and she's, I think she's been a great ambassador for the sport. And hopefully, she goes out there and she picks up a new title.
Anthony Crolla, he's falling about.
Yeah, do you know what? I was sat there and I was watching this and watching Joe and Anna. It was it reminded me of obviously when Tony retired and he had his last fight, and you knew that all the build up and everything. This was the last time. It's hard to keep those emotions in check. He's had a phenomenal career, and I was saying to Adam Smith earlier on, I remember I had Daniel Thorpe, who was a good journeyman back in the day, and I had Daniel Thorpe fighting Crolla in his early days, but I don't know, it might have been 6-0 or something like that, I don't know. And you'd no way have thought that he was going to go on to do what he did. Especially when he lost to Yusuf Al-Hamidi, and you thought, but it just shows you he's the perfect example to every fighter out there that if you're willing to work harder than anybody else, you can achieve anything. And he's had a brilliant career, and he genuinely has overcome the odds. Not just losing early doors, but then having what happened to him, where nobody thought he was going to box again, and we all felt sorry for him. He didn't feel sorry for himself. He just picked himself up, dusted himself down, and went at it harder. And look at his career since then. So it's going to be an emotional night on Saturday night. Hopefully, he goes out there and he performs one last time, and then he walks off into the sunset and enjoys life afterwards.
Moving on to your gym, how is everybody looking? The McDonald brothers, Anthony Fowler, Jordan Gill, obviously Lee Wood as well with the Golden Contract Tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I manage Lee. Jamie's not in the gym at the moment. He's just getting back into things. He's had a lot of things to sort out. Gav, I no longer train. But still friends and everything. Wishing him luck in his pursuit of what he wants to do next. So I've got 3 fighters at the moment. And it's good, Jordan Gill, Anthony Fowler, they're both preparing for fights. Jordan, we're looking at, he's getting married middle of December, so we're looking to get him out just before then. Hopefully not too close to then, because we don't have no bruises and swollen hands for the wedding day. But yeah, Jordan's looking very, very good. He's an own, went to America, came back, had the fight in Italy, straight back to the gym. It's been looking great. And Fowler is, I'll be honest with you, I've got nothing to criticise Fowler on, which is hard, because up until the Fitzgerald fight, there was always little things he just weren't getting. He weren't doing what I needed him to do. He tried, but he just didn't seem to mentally be with it. He seems to be a lot more focused these days. He's sparring fantastic. He's trying the things out. He's succeeding. He's not loading up like he used to do. He's doing good. I'm looking forward to November 23rd, because he's in a tough fight. He's in a very tough fight, and he knows that. But he only wants them sort of fights, because the early doors, the first 6-7 fights that he had in his career, didn't really do anything for him. So it's the real fights where he's going to learn from. And Harry Scarf is going to, he's English champion, and he's going to come look to leapfrog Fowler and get into the big domestic mix, which it's massive at the moment. So Fowler's got to be switched on, and he will be. And it's going to be a tricky fight. It's a fight where he's got to show a lot of patience, because early doors, especially, he might look a little bit, off it. Scarf might have a lot of success early doors, but we'll see.
I know you won't want to look past November 23rd, but there's obviously still that desire from yourself and for Anthony for that Scott Fitzgerald rematch next year. When do you see it happening?
Yeah, Fowler wants that straight away. I think Eddie's had a meeting with Deepdale or something like that. I saw on Twitter, I was on the train over and I saw Fowler. I saw what Fowler said. Yeah, he's there if you need an opponent, but he's got to get past this opponent on November 23rd first. Then we'll talk about it. Listen, there's no point in talking anything beyond this, because Fowler's kind of took people for granted in the past. Looking with Fitzgerald, he thought he was just going to get past Fitzgerald. He was even talking about Cheeseman in the build-up towards that. You can't do that, and he's paid the penalty for that, and he understands what that's about now, so you're not going to get that from him now. And same with myself. That's Eddie's job. Eddie can think forward planning. Me as a manager, I will think forward planning, but I'm also his coach, so I've got no interest in what comes after, because November 23rd is the be-all and end-all, really.
Now, there's a few things away from yourself and from this card that I wanted to touch on. We'll start off with where to start. We'll start off this past weekend. Taylor Prograis, your thoughts on that one, Dave?
Oh, mate. I've been to a lot of good fights. And I've seen some quality fighters. I loved that on Saturday night. What them two did was great. Both different styles, different ways of boxing. But what they both did was brilliant. It was a great night. And whatever people thought, there was a cluster of us all sat around, and we all had it different. A couple of people had it Prograis, a couple of people had it a draw, a couple of people had it Taylor. But then you speak to people, how can you have it Prograis? How can you have it Taylor? It's like that. But no, it was that kind of fight. It was that good a fight where it was, unless your job is to be a judge and sit there and just judge, it's hard not to get into it and just think, wow, look at that, did you see that? Because he was doing so many good things in there that I was enjoying it. So I'm not sat there 100% focused on scoring. But also the same thing is sometimes you'd have some rounds where the jabs, 20 seconds of jabs would be landing, then there'd be a couple of good shots, and then it'd go back to 20 seconds of jabs landing, and it's like, do you score them jabs? Do you score them body shots? Do you score for defence? So people see things differently, and people, judge your fight as how they say it. But I enjoyed it, and ultimately, when people ask my opinions on fights, I'll give them, but I'm not a judge. So really, it doesn't matter what I think. I'm a fan. I'm watching the fight as a fan. I can give my opinion. If I'm working, then I give my opinion. But I don't give my opinion to sway you. I give my opinion as in like we're having a conversation. How did you think? What did you think of the fight? I thought this is the way. You think it was that way. I'm not giving it to sway you, and you shouldn't ever be swayed by somebody else's opinion. Make up your mind for yourself. Watch the fight. If you're watching it on TV, watch the fight. Make the decision yourself who you think's winning the fight, not because of what you're hearing on commentary. That's just like a general conversation that you could be having amongst a group of friends while you're watching a fight. You can't hear the sound, but you're all talking. Are you swayed by what your mate's saying as well? You make your own mind up.
On that undercard, Derek Chisora stopping David Price in the fourth. You're obviously your old trainee. Your thoughts on his performance?
Both of them. I thought Derek looked good. It kind of was like what I said were the dangers. Price, you can't count Pricey out because he's got a wicked right uppercut, and he caught Derek with a right uppercut that hurt Derek. But Derek ultimately was his plan was always to outlast Pricey. Whatever Pricey did, his plan was to outlast him, and that's what he did. And I'll be honest with you, I was so happy when Joe McAnally threw in the towel. I think it was a perfect stoppage, and it was a stoppage that stopped me from seeing something I didn't want to see. When you got two friends in there, two people that you think a lot about in the ring, you don't want to see either of them get hurt. One of them's ultimately going to win, but you don't want to see either of them get hurt, especially when they're both big punches. So, Joe threw the towel in, and it saved a nasty ending for me. And Derek looked great.
Moving away from that card, and a matter of a couple of days ago, it was announced Nigel Benn suffered a shoulder injury, and his comeback fight is no more, and he seems to be retired completely now. What was initially your thoughts to his comeback, and now obviously the fight not happening?
Well, I've kept quite quiet about this because I'm a massive Nigel Benn fan. I started boxing 2 days after Ben Eubank, first Ben Eubank. I'm that old. So when he came back, my heart sank. When he announced he was coming back, my heart sank. I was like, oh, because I remember the end of his career, and I didn't want him to come back. And when he picked Sakio Bika, I was like, what are you doing? But I understand people have reasons for what they do. Everything that people do, they've got a reason behind it, personal reasons. I don't know what's going on in his head. I don't know what his circumstances are. If he feels that he can't fulfill himself unless he has a fight, and he feels as though he's missing something in life, then who am I to say, oh, you shouldn't fight? No, I didn't think he should fight. I didn't think he should fight, but it's not. But it's hard to say when you don't know the circumstances behind a comeback. But what I will say is when I saw that he'd suffered an injury and the comeback was off and he's right, I was happy. I'm not happy that he's got injured, but kind of like everything happens for a reason, and I kind of thought, that's a good way. That's his body telling him, mate, you're 55. You're not built for this shit anymore. Do you know what I mean? The traumas that we put as bodies through when we're training are unbelievable. Your body's not built for what fighters do. But to do it at such an advanced stage like that, although we feel great physically in a gym, doing this, doing that, lifting weights, doing circuits, hitting a bag, doing some pad. The worst thing is, the most dangerous thing for a fighter, from my point of view, that's retired, is doing pads. Because whenever you do pads, you feel brilliant. You feel $1 million. I was saying to Richard Towers this morning, the reason why I don't go and do pads with him, like I want to. Because if I go 3 days on trot wanting to doing pads, I want to do it. I want to do it again because pads make you feel great. And if you're an ex-fighter hitting pads with somebody all the time, you feel great. You think I can do this shit again, and you put stupid ideas in your brain. You know, it is what it is. But I was pleased that it didn't happen.
A couple more quick questions as this melee around us has just not died down for our delay shoot off, Dave. Tyson Fury crossing over to WWE, your thoughts on that?
I think it's wicked. I think he's cocked the game. How can you knock what he's achieved? You know, anybody. It's WWE. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. But I appreciate just how big it is and what fun it is. And he must be having the time of his life. He must be having such a scream doing what he's doing. He's cocked the game. You know, he's cracked it. You know, he's right at the top end of the sport of boxing. He's made shitloads of money. And now he's found a niche because that suits his personality, his character. He doesn't look forced, it doesn't look fake when he's doing it. He looks like he's built for WWE. So, fair play to him. I think it's wicked.
And finally, this weekend, Canelo-Kovalev, your thoughts on that one, Dave?
Another good fight, and I think boxing's all about timing, and I think the timing's right for Canelo. Kovalev now is still a great, he's been a great fighter, but I just think he's on the way out, and I think he's very vulnerable right now, especially if he can go downstairs. What are Canelo's bread and butter shots? The body shots.
Well, Dave Coldwell, I have kept you for long enough now. As always, it's been a pleasure, been good to catch up. Thanks for speaking to myself and Boxing Sense.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.